Good evening and welcome everybody to the first Freedom Reigns program on the Freedom Reigns Network hosted here on BTR. Today we're going to do a show with clarifying a few very important issues that have come up, rumors, misconceptions, I have Miss Teri Hinkle with us today, and she is also going to bring forth a few more bits of information regarding RuSA. Some very alarming things are happening there that has us extremely concerned. I want to also say that Freedom Reigns is about freedom for all, every individual, not just here, but around the world. We are a platform for people bringing forth the truth. And there will not be any Drake on this call today, so I'm going to let you know that right now. Drake will be on Wednesday. If you have questions for Drake concerning Drake, please hold them until Wednesday when he is on. With that, Teri, I want to welcome you. I'm not sure how you want to do the format. I know we had discussed one way, but in light of information, or rather false information being spread this morning, you may want to change that format. So, welcome, Teri. Teri.
Sorry, I had myself muted. Good evening, everyone. I will start out by saying that there was false information posted on NESARA this morning, which surprised me because I really thought John wasn't going to post any more information on that vein unless it came directly from Drake or myself. Obviously, that information came from neither of us, and it was not real. It was worded in a way to imply that Drake was in support of or involved in Turner's Republic, which is most definitely not true. And I've given it some thought. This is the second time something like that has happened, and we really don't know who did it this time, and it doesn't really matter. I have heard people speculate that Dave Mack had a hand in it. No, he did not. He was just sent that email, and he sent it forward not knowing, like he couldn't be expected to, that it wasn't real. I'm thinking that it is quite possible that the motivation behind these ridiculous claims and rumors like that are simply to create a boy cried wolf syndrome. If you do something like that falsely enough times, when it's real, people won't pay attention. So don't fall for that, people. If there is a post that is not posted by Drake or myself, it's not real. So don't believe it. Okay.
And Teri, if it is posted by you or by Drake, it will show up on the Freedom Reigns website first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, if it doesn't have one of our signatures on it, and for me, when I'm posting over at NESARA and other places, I usually sign it with TLGA. Now, most people know that that's me. A lot of people haven't figured out that means Terry Lynn in Georgia. But it's quicker and it's easier for me to just sign TLGA. If you see something that is signed that way, you know it's from me. So then you know it came from the horse's mouth. All right. Now, up until today, I had decided not to weigh in on the subject of Turner's latest scam on both his followers and other innocents because I frankly didn't have the time to investigate it seriously. And like other issues involving Turner, my resolve was to no avail because the information kept finding me instead of the other way around. Now, some weeks ago on my Wednesday night dead elimination call, one of the callers asked what we thought of Fred and Nina's EFT program. We answered that we didn't know enough about it to have an opinion, so we wouldn't endorse or condemn. I had only a vague idea of what the process entailed or its purpose. And the following Saturday, I received a call from a good friend here in Georgia, and he asked me if I knew Kelby Smith, and wasn't he involved with Turner. I stated, yeah, he was, and that I considered him to be a worse snake than Turner. When my friend then asked, or I asked him, what brought up the subject of Kelby, and why was he even asking me? He stated that he was in North Carolina for the weekend at a Fred and Nina EFT seminar, and Kelby was selling his wares and pushing the Fantasy Republic on the stage. I knew my friend already had problems with mortgage foreclosures, etc., and I cautioned him against being too quick to buy the cow, especially with Kelby involved, since that inevitably meant Turner was in the woodpile somewhere. Immediately after hanging up with my friend, I Skyped another friend in California who I knew to be in the know concerning just about every remedy that comes down the pike, thinking if he didn't have any information for me on Fred and Nina's EFT, he'd put me in touch with those who did. He Skyped me back immediately and in all caps warned me to stay away from him. He told me he had personal friends in Hawaii who had shared horror stories concerning Fred and Nina, and he knew them to be good, honest people, and until he had an opportunity to investigate Fred and Nina further, I should advise others to stay away as well. That was enough for me, so I cautioned my Georgia friend accordingly. The following weekend, I got another call from a friend in Florida who was attending another FNN EFT seminar in Kissimmee. She told me that not only was Kelby spouting off on the stage, but that Turner was in the audience. I knew for sure then that no matter what was going on, it couldn't be good for the ticket buyers. Nevertheless, I've been swamped with work, and I'd been living in a veritable construction zone since I had the fire in my home, and I decided simply to warn anyone asking me about it and pass it off as just another one of Turner's little hijack scams like so many others, where he attended a couple seminars, stole as much of the process as he could, and then started selling his own tickets for worthless seminars to line his pockets. Same old, same old. Once again, I went back to work and focused on my own endeavors, shuffling my office from the house to the porch and back again every day, while the repair crews continued. I had forgotten about the whole issue until I received an email saying that Kelby had told the sender that he thought I was a person who really cared about people, and perhaps I didn't understand the EFT process. The sender proceeded to admonish me for opposing that which I didn't understand, yada, yada, yada. To begin with, I still had not opposed anything. I still knew nothing, other than the fact that if Turner was involved, it could not be good, based on his track record and stories from others. I had advised those who asked me to stay away from it simply because Turner and Kelby were involved. I did have to ask myself why, considering all the very nasty personal attacks on me Kelby had engaged in the months back, he would say anything positive about me to this person. But I'm sure he had some nefarious reason of his own. I answered the man, and I explained to him why I oppose any administrative process or remedy. I told him what I'd learned from 2 federal judges, that none of them will work, and the feds have turned them all into a trap by allowing folks to think they've won and then giving them just enough time to get others to follow the suit. That's when they come down on one's head, like Maxwell's silver hammer, for paper terrorism or attempting to defraud the federal government. The judges admitted that our judicial system is not based on law, but on public policy, and if they let any of us win, it would bring down the banking system and subsequently the judicial system. It's all about money, folks. I told him I knew people personally who have suffered the consequences of following some of these so-called remedies. Again, I returned to my own work, and I thought I needed to have no more to do with it until once again the problem came to me, this time in the form of emails forwarded and a recorded call. Now, this first email was originated from John Stewart. I'm going to read it to you. Warning. I had a conversation with someone earlier today about Fred and Nita, so I checked with some sources. I don't know if it's true and have no way to verify, but it damn well is possible. First, for those of you too blind to figure it out, Tim Turner is definitely a government agent. That is why he is so well funded and his group has grown so quickly. His mission is to gather the names of as many of the useless eaters and other morons that will fall for anything. One may only guess as to why. All the crap his group Trap and the associate groups are selling and doing are just tricks so the government knows who to round up first. Stalker is one of Turner's people and is working for the prosecutor in my case. No matter what crime she gets busted for, and she's been arrested 3 times in the last couple of months, she walks out of jail scot-free. She is not just an informant, she is a government employee snitch, turning over names of people to bust. I personally have nothing to do with Daryl's Tuesday night group because she is allowed to go there. If you go there, please inform me so I can remove you from this list. If you are part of Daryl's group, you are no longer welcome to be part of this group. Stalker is setting up Daryl's group just like other Turner government plants are setting up groups all across this country. If you go to any meeting, are part of any study group, and any of Turner's people are part of the group, also you best get out ASAP. These groups will all be listed as terrorist cells very soon. Yes, Tim Turner is a government agent, and if you are involved in any with him or his minions, you are toast. Second, Fred and Nina are tied to Turner. I don't know for sure, but I think Fred and Nina are also either government agents or are working with the government to keep their asses out of prison. EFT is a felony. It is also paper terrorism and will cost you life in prison. Fred and Nina's group is growing quickly, just like Turner's group did, and now they're working together. They were always working together. Wake up, people. I have been learning this crap, studying this crap, and been privy to information and people you will never know. And it has been this way for over 38 years for me. I've watched groups come and go. I can tell you with absolute certainty that it takes a lot of years and tons of cash to make groups grow. Every time a group has grown exponentially in a matter of months or a couple of years, that group has always turned out to be financed by some government alphabet soup organization. When I was young, it was always the FBI or CIA or SS. Now there are so many government agencies, they run over each other until they figure out the other group is tied to another agency. It could be FBI, CIA, SS, FEMA, DHS, IRS, even DOT and TSA have the authority to cash and to create groups to entrap morons now. I know some of you have been to Fred and Nina's seminars. You are in deep, I'll say doo-doo here. There may be some Turner morons on this group also. God hates you and he should. Watch other groups will be created. They will grow quickly, yet the ones teaching the truth seem to barely grow at all. Now you know why. Enough said. John C. Stewart. The following email was originated with Tad. Do you remember Turner's old media pusher when he was running his secured party creditor scam? Hello, everyone. Last week we had an EFT conference call, but due to mysterious technical difficulties, the guests on the call were unable to speak. As a result, this week we had a private conference call with the people from Hawaii who wanted to share their experiences with the rest of you. The call has been uploaded to TalkShoe. Now, there is a call link here, and our webmaster is a minister, and he is not home today, it being Sunday and Mother's Day. I'm sure he's at his family's. And I will have him upload all of the links, documents, and recordings from what I'm going to tell you this evening to the website when he gets back later this evening. And it'll have its own heading under there, RuSA Exposure Part 6, on the RuSA Exposed page. So you can go and listen to that whole recording on your own time later when he gets it up. Now, to continue. Now, some of you may not be bothered by what I am about to share with you. I commend those of you who know they can endure the fight. But very few are willing to gamble and lay down their lives, so to speak, for something that may